Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the GROW program. I'm going to tell you something. I'm disheartened this morning. I'm very disheartened. Donald Trump promoted a racist video on Twitter where you clearly heard, it was only a few seconds long, but you clearly heard the man say white power. You clearly heard it. And Donald Trump claimed he didn't hear that, but he heard that. The video is only a few seconds long. Twitter did not remove that video. White power? Come on now. If that's not hate speech, I don't know what is. White power? So, well, I know the man who owns Twitter is he's Caucasian. Because I don't like to say white, because white makes you think you supreme. You Caucasian. I know he's Caucasian, but he did not take that video down. He did not remove Donald Trump's account. He didn't do any of that. He may have put a little flag up under it or something. I don't know. But see, he let Donald Trump and whoever say white power, they say what they want to say on there, on Twitter. Okay, but let me show you something. Watch this. Yesterday, I sent out about 4 or 5 tweets to Oprah, to D.L. Hughley, Ice Cube, and a couple other people, influential people. And this is what I said to them. Excuse me. I said, African distrust of African spirituality actually is understandable. Anything that has ever had to do with us has been made to be of evil. That's why we are called black, which means evil. Black is derived from Negro, which means black in Spanish. Black is a color. You are not black, you are African. Now that is not hate speech. That is the truth. Black means Negro in Spanish. Look at the can of Goya beans. What it got on there? Negro. All day long. And Donald Trump's daughter standing on Twitter holding a picture of a can of Goya beans that say Negro. But that's okay. But I'm going to tell you something. Twitter, we leaving. We ain't leaving now. But we leaving Twitter. We are leaving Twitter. They can have it. The white power people or whoever they think they are, they can have it. We leaving Twitter. It's a time and a place when you got to do things. Things do have to be done decent and in order. See, because we rise, we building, we rising and we building. But I'm going to tell you something. We don't need Twitter, honey. We don't need that. And I'm going to write to that man, Jack, Mr. Jack, whoever he is, who owns Twitter. See, he was sitting in the White House, down there talking to Donald Trump, trying to pacify him. But see, everybody looking stupid now. Look, there is no way, this man tried to overthrow the government. Really? I told him years ago that's what he was trying to do. Overthrow the government. That's what he want to do. He want to hide behind a racist base, which, Donald Trump, really, I'm going to tell you the truth. Everybody got an opinion, but this is my opinion. Donald Trump really is not a racist. He hide behind racism. He hide behind that because he had to try to appease his father. But you got to think about this now. Donald Trump had black friends before he even got into politics. Who he chose to be around. Different black people. That's what they call. So you got to correct me too. Africans. It's a beautiful term. Africans. We Africans. Well, anyway, he had African friends, that he hung around with, and Donald Trump, acted like that to appease his father, and he acted like that to appease his base, and now he done messed up, and he lost the black vote. It's gone. And you can't get it back. I don't care what you say you did for black people. You stood behind a racist base. You should have corrected them people and told them, ain't no such thing as white supremacy. That's what you should have told your people, Donald Trump. Ain't no such thing as white supremacy. These people belong here just like we do. Matter of fact, they belong here more than we do because we took the land from the Indians. The Indians supposed to be running the government. It's supposed to be of everybody. This is a country, one nation under God. We all here now. No matter how you got here, you're here. But see, he should have been correcting his people and telling his people the truth and what really happened. And how things went down. And how Africans are the true people, and how we royalty, and how we walk in royalty, and how we rise with substance. Tell your people to take them gowns and robes off, show their face. If you show your face out in public, you can show your face at work. Tell your boss who you really is. Don't hide behind that. Show your face and be your true you, who you say you really is, which is a lie, because you ain't supreme over nobody. Ain't even supreme over yourself. So look, I'm just saying, how these people do, because this ain't even right. How he gonna tell me I got 12 hours where I can't do nothing on Twitter, which I don't do nothing on Twitter anyway. I just be on Twitter just in case somebody want to ask me something about African spirituality, because all they do is talk about Donald Trump, and I don't want to talk about Donald Trump no more. I want to talk about how to help my people rise. And if nobody want to talk about that, I'm not participating in the conversation, because I ain't got time to sit up and be talking about nobody unless it's going to help my people, and that's the only way, something that would help benefit my people, help my people rise. Otherwise, I ain't got time for it. I'm telling you, I don't watch TV. I don't have time for TV. TV ain't going to tell me how to help my people rise out of oppression. TV ain't going to tell me how to solve these problems that we got. Meditating on the solution, meditating to God, meditating to the ancestors. That's how I'm going to get my answers, my problems solved, and get my answers that I'm looking for, my guidance and my wisdom, my greatness, to help us achieve our greatness. So if I do turn on in the morning, I turn the sound down. Because, see, I can look over there and see what they talking about. I don't need to hear what they talking about, because I need to hear from the Lord. I need to hear from God. I need peace and quiet so I can meditate on the Lord. So I can't hear no hollering and screaming and foolishness and chaos, negativity, and drama. I can't have none of that. I have to have peace and quiet. And that's what you need to have, so that you can meditate on the Lord and you can hear from God. I know you got a booming sound system, but when you riding in the car, turn that sound system down so you can hear from the Lord. Stop listening to all that hateful music. If you're going to listen to something, listen to some oldies from the past, and music with a message. Something that'll tell you something. That's something that'll lift you up. Something like that. Some oldies. This stuff up here, we talking about bees, and I'm going to tell you something. You can listen to that Molly song if you want to. That's rape. That man, he need to rescind that song. He need to take that song off the market, and he need to pay all the proceeds to the victims of rape, because what he just described in that song is rape. I did a video about that too. And we got to watch what we put in our spirit, people. You put that in your spirit, then what the man gonna sing to the boy when he go to jail for rape? What he gonna sing? What song he got for him then? Did he write one for him when he in the jail? Did he write a song for the Africans that are in there locked up, that shouldn't be locked up? Are we writing songs about them? Are we writing songs about any injustice and inequality? Are we writing songs about racism over here? Are we writing songs about oppression? What are we doing? What kind of music are we putting into these kids and these young people? What are we telling them? What the heck a WAP got to do with an education? Where that's gonna get her? What's that telling her? She gonna take a picture doing a WAP? She needs to take a picture with a book in her hand, with a degree in her hand, with a job. Showing somebody she at work. Hey, look, take a picture of me at work. Let me put this on the Instagram. That's what she need to be doing. Because look, you ain't doing nothing but degrading yourself. And Cardi B, I'm telling you, and Megan, your stallion, look, you need to do better. Because see, you oppressing these girls. Telling these girls do different things with their body and degrading themselves. I know you make money off of it, but look here, down in the community, these girls getting raped. And these boys going to jail, because they think the girl can WAP. He won't see a WAP. She don't want a WAP, but he gonna make a WAP. So what song is y'all gonna write about these kids, as this oppression trickles down into the community and what's going on with our people? I'm serious. I want to ask them, what are they doing to help what's going on in the community? I seriously need some help. I want to ask Jay-Z, and I'm serious about this. I want to ask Jay-Z to come to the community. I don't care where he got to stand. I know you famous. get on your Instagram or something. I need you to tell these people down here in New York that slinging drugs ain't the way to go. We need to do something better. We need to do something different. We need to rise up from this oppression that this country done put us up under. It's time to do different. Because look, we taking it out on ourselves and each other, and they sitting there looking crazy and wondering, well, what's wrong? What happened in the community? What's happening in the African community? What happened to the people? Why are they doing this? They know why. They know what didn't happen. They know what they did. This country now is beginning to reckon with what they did in the past. I'm telling you, it's some stuff getting ready to happen. You can feel it, bubbling at the surface. That's why we growing, and that's why we gonna keep growing. Tell somebody to grow, because see, this is how you grow. You keep telling people to grow. Tell somebody to come up out their oppression. Get that talented but lost person and pull them up under you. And show them some love. Hey, look, do you better than this? You better than what you doing out here in these streets. If you can get out here and get these drugs, you can get out here and get you a job. You can get out here and get some transportation, get back and forth where you need to go. Give them a help. Help them out. Give them a ride a couple weeks till they get on their feet. Look, I'm telling you, people, we got to do better. We just got to do better. We have to do better. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. Be safe, be woke, be blessed. Let's grow.